Hi, everyone. Welcome to Entrepreneurship by Design with Dr. C. I'm so glad you're here with us today because we have an amazing guest with us, Prajakta Apte. Prajakta is a registered dietitian, registered yoga teacher, gut health expert, and practices functional medicine. She works closely with people struggling with digestive issues and helps them reconnect with their gut through a healing power of nutrition and healthy lifestyle modifications. She has a holistic approach in helping her clients achieve their health goals and strongly believes in treating the root causes of her clients' problems. Prajakta is a firm believer that good health starts in your gut, and a balanced diet and healthy lifestyle practices can help a person connect their mind and body. And thank you so much, Prajakta, for being here today. It is such a pleasure to have you. And I would love for you to just dive into your journey, how you got here today, and then we can go a little bit deeper.
Sure. And thank you so much for having me here. I truly appreciate, being here on your platform and sharing my journey and helping some entrepreneurs put their business together. So absolutely, I am based in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm a registered dietitian and I practice functional medicine. My niche is people who are struggling with digestive health. So I work very closely with people who are struggling with various digestive problems, and I help them reconnect with their gut through the healing power of nutrition and healthy lifestyle modification. So I, of course, started my business where I wanted to just get everybody in my practice as a client. And then a few years back, my husband was dealing with some digestive problems, and he went to multiple doctors. He was asked to run different labs. Everything came back normal, and based off of the lab results, even doctors kept on saying that everything is fine with you, there's nothing wrong with you. But he knew that something is not going correctly, because he was constantly feeling bloated and gassy and kind of sluggish, low energy. He was unable to improve muscle mass in spite of being physically active. So he knew, and even I knew, that something is not addressing here, and the root cause is what is still kind of undefined. So I did my research. We found some practicing functional medicine doctor who certainly helped him get out of this condition. And that's where my journey with digestive health started, because when his gut microbiome was fixed, or in simple terms, when his gut was fixed, he started to feel better. All symptoms were gone. He had, physical and mental energy back. He started to gain muscle mass. So everything was completely different, and he was a completely different person altogether. And that's when I thought that there is definitely something in this area. So I did a lot of research, gained some knowledge, and definitely gut health is most important. And I feel that if you have a stronger, healthier gut, you are a healthy human being. And that's when I started to focus more in this area, and started helping people who are struggling with digestive problems. And I really love what I do.
And I can feel it. And I think it's always starts sometime, well, not always, but a lot of times it starts with our own personal journeys or somebody close to us, where
Correct.
we see the problem and you were already in the field, but really seeing that there was such a need for it. Because I hear so many individuals that struggle with gut health issues. Yeah. I know I personally did growing up, and it was related to psychological things, but understanding how our gut really works. And I believe it's the second brain. I don't know if you would agree with me on that, but I
absolutely 100%. Yeah.
Glad we're on the same page.
Yeah.
But I know, because so many people do struggle with digestive issues, what are some of the most common digestive issues you come across in your practice, and what are some of the underlying factors that contribute to these problems?
Sure. So again, I mean, digestive issues is a big area, and that can be someone dealing with chronic constipation, or even constipation in general. Like, you're not able to use the bathroom every single day of the week. In my opinion, that is called constipation. Or someone dealing with loose bowels, or someone has a condition called SIBO, or IBS or irritable bowel syndrome. Someone is dealing with various types of food sensitivities, or someone is just having some symptoms like feeling bloated all the time or feeling sluggish or tired all the time. All those could be related to digestive health. And these are just the symptoms, but the official diagnosed conditions related to digestive health is IBS, SIBO, ulcerative colitis, even some type of infections like H. pylori infection or some kind of parasite infection. All those conditions fall under a big umbrella of digestive issues. And some of the underlying causes for that, again, it's a wide range. And when someone walks into my office, it is very, very important to exactly address the underlying root cause of the problem, because every person is unique and everyone's gut microbiome is unique. I always tell my clients that it is like a snowflake. Every snowflake is different. And just like that, every gut microbiome is very, very different and unique. So you need to have a very individualized approach. But just to give you some contributing factors here, definitely diet plays a big role. So if you have a poor diet, and what does that mean? Is basically diet that is high in processed foods, diet that is high in sugar, additives, artificial sweeteners, artificial colors, diet that is low in fiber, all that can contribute to digestive problems. The other contributing factor could be your stress. If you are dealing with chronic ongoing stress, or if there was a time in your life where you had tremendous stress for a few months or even few years, that can contribute to digestive problems even later in your life. So that is another thing. Lack of physical activity, inadequate sleep, toxic burden in your body. So if you're getting exposure to various kinds of toxins, environmental toxins, or toxins in your home from, using bad quality personal care products or even cleaning products, all those can contribute to digestive problems. And as you probably know, nothing happens overnight.
Right.
It takes time. And for some people, that could be few days. For others, it could be few months. For others, it could be few years. Severe use of antibiotics or excessive use of antibiotics can also be contributing to imbalance in your gut microbiome and can lead you to develop some digestive problems. So these are the highlight, and of course there are many more, but these are the main contributing factors for digestive health.
I'm so glad you broke that down to people that are listening. If it is affecting them, they can go and seek help as well. But I would love to touch, because a lot of people might not know what gut microbiome is. And if you could explain what that is, so people listening can have a little bit more.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So gut microbiome, and I'm going to explain that, but gut microbiome is a community of microbes, live microbes, in your large intestine. And that's why they're called gut microbiome. All humans have trillions of microbes on their body, in their body. We have microbes on our skin, in our nostrils, ear canals, in our gut. And this community of live microbes that reside in our large intestine is called gut microbiome. There are close to 1,000 different species of microbes. So in this community, there are some good microbes and there are some bad microbes. Now, as long as we have more number of good microbes and we have a wide diversity within our gut microbiome with various types of species of good microbes living in that community, person is considered to have a healthier, balanced gut. But if this balance shifts, so which means someone has less of the good microbes and more of the bad microbes, then that is called microbial imbalance, or clinical term for that is called gut dysbiosis, or if someone is lacking a diversity within their gut microbiome, even that is considered as a gut dysbiosis. So that is what I meant gut microbiome. In simple terms, it is a community of live microbes that live in our large intestine, and they are involved in a lot of body functions that our body carries out on a daily basis.
That's so interesting. And I know you mentioned gut microbiome imbalance. What are some of the signs and symptoms? So if somebody is experiencing it, they know what to do next.
Sure, absolutely. So when someone is dealing with this microbial imbalance or gut dysbiosis, person can experience wide range of symptoms, and many people may think that this will be all related to digestive symptoms, but not necessary. There are some digestive symptoms that person may experience, such as bloating or gas or constipation or diarrhea or just loose bowels. People may experience heartburn or just kind of pain in your abdomen overall. These are the digestive symptoms mainly, but non-digestive symptoms could be person may have very poor energy, feeling tired all the time, mentally and physically, sleep problems. So you're not sleeping well at night, or you don't get enough number of hours of sleep. The poor quality of sleep. Person may experience headaches or migraines, even skin issues like acne or rosacea, or some type of rash that comes and goes, or eczema. Person may have joint pain or stiffness in their joints. So these are some non-digestive symptoms. Person may experience food sensitivities, that food that they're eating in their diet, your body is reacting to those foods, and that is all because of the imbalance in your gut microbiome. So these are some of the digestive and non-digestive symptoms.
Oh, wow. I just learned something new here too.
I'm glad.
I love it. That's why I love this. But I'm so curious. So if somebody does have that, what are some simple strategies to nurture your gut health and maintain the microbiome balance as well?
Sure. So definitely, I mean, the strategies that I am going to share are more of a general strategies, especially if you are dealing with any digestive problems. These strategies may change a little bit, because again, it has to be an individualized approach. It is not a cookie cutter, but definitely you want to start cleaning up your diet. That's the first thing I would tell, is to focus on your nutrition. See what you're eating. Try to make good food choices. Try to include more fiber in your diet by including whole grain, more fruits and vegetables, beans and lentils, nuts and seeds, because I always tell my clients that the microbes in your gut, these live microbes in your gut, they are vegetarian. They love to eat fiber. They do not like to eat animal-based foods. Again, that doesn't mean that you need to be eating vegetarian all the time. No, it is not true that way, but definitely 75% of your diet has to be plant-based, because that's the food you're providing for these live microbes. And once they get their food, they will be stronger and they will make you stronger. As simple as that. So try to focus on your diet. That will be the first thing. The second thing is keep yourself well hydrated with water. So water comes first. You can have juice and any caloric beverages, but water has to be a main beverage or a main part of your diet every single day. Getting enough sleep. So getting at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep. So fixing your bedtime at certain time. Try to make sure that you go to bed at that time. Do not, scroll through your phone and be on social media late at night, because that just disrupts your circadian rhythm. Basically, it will keep you stay awake rather than, you try to sleep. So try to develop a good sleep schedule. Try to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. The third thing that I would like to say is stress management, because that plays a big role. in disturbing your gut microbiome. So if you're dealing with stress, as I said before, that can definitely impact your gut microbiome. So practicing some type of stress management technique, whether that is yoga for some people, or listening to some guided meditation, or deep belly breathing, or socializing frequently with your close family members or your friends or colleagues, whatever you feel that you will continue to do on a regular basis, even daily basis, is what I would encourage as stress management practices. You do not need to be putting like 30 minutes, 40 minutes in that, but even 10 to 15 minutes of some type of stress management practice every single day will definitely do wonders. Again, I would like to remind here to all listeners that nothing changes overnight. You start something today, you embrace new habit today, and it's going to take some time, but our job is to be consistent with it. So don't just leave in between thinking that, oh, this is not helping me, I'm not going to follow this. No, it does make a difference. It takes time. So consistency is very, very important in my opinion. So that's the third thing. And the fourth thing that I would say is regular physical activity. So engage yourself in some type of physical activity, at least 30 minutes every day. It could be going out for a walk, or some type of weight training, or just walking on the treadmill, swimming, whatever it is that you enjoy again, but some type of physical activity is absolutely needed. And the last thing will be try to keep your toxic burden under control. And we are surrounded by toxins. It is a fact. There is no way that we can completely stay away from toxin exposure, but we can certainly minimize to reduce our exposure to toxins. So try to minimize it as much as you can, and you can literally start in your house, start in your kitchen. Couple examples I would like to share is get rid of all the plastic containers that you have in your kitchen, because that is exposure to BPA. Even if it says BPA free, there are some other chemicals in that plastic which can impact your gut microbiome eventually. Or start using all natural cleaning products. So, those are the chemicals, again, if they are not natural, and that you can get exposure to those chemicals, which can impact your gut microbiome. Use good quality, natural personal care products, or just trying to use good quality air filters, water filters. All those are small steps, but they will make a big difference eventually. So these are the 5 strategies that I would like to share today.
I love those strategies. And, you don't think about the things that are the toxins around you, and just even what you said with the plastic bottles, we're very conscious, just like health wise and whatnot here. But I think it's really important that you look at those small changes, because you're right. It doesn't happen overnight. It does take time to see those changes, but it's those little small tweaks can make such a huge difference in so many capacities. And it's not even just the things around us, it's internally too. And I'm so curious, in your experience, what does our gut health, how does it affect our overall well-being when it includes our mental and emotional health? And can you explain the mind-body connection when it comes to gut health?
Sure. So definitely it's a big topic, and I'm going to make it as simple as I can, but many studies have proven that there is a connection between our gut and our brain, and definitely our gut is called second brain. The gut and brain are connected through a vagus nerve, and it is a major thick nerve that runs from the base of our brain and down our entire system, and it has different branches. So it is kind of spread throughout our digestive system. And there are neurotransmitters that are actually communicating between our gut and gut and brain. So when, for example, when you are under stress and you have to give a big presentation and you're really under stress, you may think that, or some people may experience that you you have a big bout of loose bowels, or there are what we call it as butterflies in the stomach. And that is an indication, because mentally here up in your brain, you are under stress, and those neurotransmitters are sending a signal to your gut, and that is what your reaction is. That some people experience going to the bathroom frequently, or some people have those butterflies until they are done with that presentation. So that's the way your gut and brain communicate. Also, if you eat something wrong, which doesn't settle well in your tummy, you may experience next day you're having some migraine or some type of headache. So that's the way your gut is trying to communicate with your brain. So absolutely, there's a communication, constant bi-directional communication that happens between your gut and brain, and your gut is constantly trying to send some signals, whether that is good or bad, to your brain. And in return, your brain is also trying to send signals to your gut microbiome. So that is how this communication is. So if your gut is healthy, you are mentally healthy. You have 100% focus in the activities that you're doing. You never experience brain fog. Some studies have even proven that poor gut microbiome has a connection with people developing Alzheimer's and dementia later in their life. So definitely our gut health is the seat for a lot of different medical conditions that we may experience in future. And that's why keeping our gut healthy is extremely important.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. And I do think it's so important that we take care of ourselves from the inside out, emotionally too, but that does have that huge connection. And even as a gut health expert that you are, what are some of the misconceptions or myths surrounding gut health that you often encounter? How do you educate your clients and debunk these myths?
Sure. So first of all, I would like to say, and this is very common, that people will think that, I mean, there are a lot of people that I see in my practice, my clients, they are dealing with food sensitivities, and that's when they come to me. And the root cause for that is obviously their poor health, gut health, or gut dysbiosis, what we talked about earlier. So many people have a misconception that fixing or going on elimination diet to kind of correct their symptoms that they're dealing with because of the food sensitivities will fix their gut. So many people will ask me, okay, so I'm going to start on elimination diet as per your guidance, and after that, is my gut going to get fixed? Well, the answer for that is no, of course, because you have a poor digestive health, this is a side effect. The food sensitivities is a side effect of that. So once you go on elimination diet, obviously you're going to start to feel better, because you may not feel bloated all the time, or you're less gassy, or your poop may improve, like you will have a healthier bowel movement, but that doesn't mean that you have fixed your gut. That's a different step altogether. I start with food sensitivity testing, and persons gets on the elimination diet, but then later on, after the symptoms are under control, I work with my clients closely with fixing the lining of the gut, because that is what is damaged in 90% of the cases, which could be leaky gut, or it could be just an inflammation to the gut lining, and that needs to be fixed, repaired, healed with right type of diet, stress management, maybe some supplements that are required for that individual. And fixing the lining of the gut and making it healthier is extremely important. And that is how you are going to fix your gut long term and feel normal in your body. So just going on elimination diet is not going to get your gut fixed. So that's one thing I would like to stress here.
Yeah.
The other thing, what many people think is taking a probiotic is going to fix my gut. And definitely probiotics have received a huge they have become all famous in today's world. You get probiotic, not just in the form of supplements, but the other day I saw a cereal which says on the box, probiotic added. And I was like, really? In a cereal, dry cereal, there was a probiotic added? But you see probiotics in juices, in yogurt, where there is natural probiotic, of course, but there are some even other drinks which says that probiotic added in it. And probiotic is not a magic pill. It is definitely not going to fix your gut. As I said before, we need to get to the root cause. We need to make sure that the root cause is addressed, it is fixed. We want to make sure that the gut lining gets fixed. We want to make sure that the toxic burden in your body, inflammation in your body gets reduced. Following different strategies like a right kind of diet, or getting enough sleep, or stress management, physical activity. All those strategies are going to get your gut fixed long term. So just by popping probiotic supplements is not going to help you 100%. You may feel a little bit better, but that's not like a long-term solution. You need to get to the bottom of the problem. For some people, it could be they're dealing with some parasite infection or some H. pylori infection, and that needs to be addressed. And probiotics are not going to help you in that way. So those are the two big things I would like to share, that this is what I see all the time, and I get questions all the time.
Oh, I believe it. And I think a lot of people think, oh, I took this supplement, so now I'm better, or I took this pill and now everything's great. But it's really understanding what the root cause is. And I love that you talk about the lining of it. It's not just here's something that's going to fix it overnight, but you've been talking about it too. It's a lifestyle. It's lifestyle changes that happen over time. And I would love for you to share a success story or two of a client who has struggled with digestive issues, and how your holistic approach has really helped them find relief and improve their overall health and well-being.
Sure. And I have many stories, but definitely I would like to share one story here. She came to me about a couple of years back, and she was completely frustrated with what she was dealing with. She had already seen multiple doctors. She was dealing with all those issues even prior to 2 or 3 years before she came to me. And her signs and symptoms were what I most commonly see, like bloating, gas, constipation. She had developed 2 autoimmune conditions, brain fog, poor energy. Like, she had come to a point where her boss at work, her manager at work, had told her to basically give resignation because she was not performing well at her job, and it was very concerning for the manager. So she was literally frustrated and depressed, and she was really wanted to feel better. And when she came to me, I remember that she said, "You are my last hope, and if you are not going to help me, I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I really believe and I want to give it a try. So I really want you to help me." So we started working together, and it was a journey for her. We worked together almost for 2 years, and of course started with cleaning up her diet, stress management, and she was a really good student, I would say, in the sense she would follow everything that was told to her. She took her supplements on time. She followed her diet, stress management, physical activity, everything. And, at end of her journey, definitely we both were very happy and surprised that she had lost almost 80 pounds, because a lot of that weight was definitely inflammation related, but even she continued to have a weight loss with some, good fat loss at the end. So she lost her weight. Her autoimmune conditions, I wouldn't say that they were cured, because there is no cure for any autoimmune condition, but they were absolutely under control. So she was on 4 different medications for her autoimmune conditions, and currently she's down to only 1. And in my opinion, that's a big achievement. She definitely got rid of all her symptoms that she was dealing with. completely clarity in her mind. She was all focused. She started to perform well at her work. So definitely her job was never in jeopardy after that. So she was extremely happy after, working with me. And I can proudly say that she's still doing good. I'm in touch with her periodically, and she kind of, keeps me in the loop, and we have become good friends now.
Oh, that's amazing. And I so appreciate you sharing that story. I know you have so many, but I think this just stands out of she was doing the work as well, like changing the lifestyle, but you were guiding her in that process so she could really understand the root cause of things and get it under control, because that's significant, going from 4 medications to 1, dropping 80 pounds, but in all the clarity that she got, and she didn't lose her job. That's a big one.
It is a big one. And especially, being a single mom, I think her job definitely is important, but she is really doing well, and I'm very, very proud of her.
Oh, that's amazing. I always love hearing success stories. And I'm so curious too, because I know a lot of it really focused in on your husband with functional medicine, really going into the gut health issues. But what was your drive to even start your business initially?
Okay, so that's a great question. And there's a little bit of story behind that too. So I started my career as a dietitian after passing the registered dietitian exam and everything in a hospital. And of course, initially, that was my dream, to kind of get into a good hospital and work as a clinical dietitian there. And I started to work there. Definitely, I'm not regretting that. About my first job, I learned a lot. That was my first experience, outside of my college, because what you learn in universities and in college and through books is much different than when you start practicing, right? Whatever your profession is. So I definitely learned a lot. But then in about 5 years working there and gaining some good knowledge, good experience, I started to realize that not everybody who I talk to about making changes in their nutrition, and what we used to call there as nutrition counseling or medical nutrition therapy counseling, people are not interested. I mean, I wouldn't say not everyone was interested, but about, I would say, 80% of people were not interested. And I started to kind of finding out why that would be the case. So I checked my counseling skills. I talked to my colleague about it. And then what I realized is many people who were getting admitted to the hospital, they had a reason for hospital admission. So they either had to have a surgery, or they were in really, really bad pain for, maybe stomach related or whatever it is, or hand is hurting. And nutrition was the last thing on their mind. It was not a priority for them while they were in the hospital. And that's why they were more concerned about either their surgery or getting their pain under control or whatever it is. And that's why people never used to listen to me carefully, or I never used to have very interactive sessions with them, just because nutrition was the least thing on their mind at that point. So I was not getting satisfaction of my work 100%. And I wanted to work with people who really are ready to make a change. Because if you want to make a change, in your health overall, what I feel is, first, you need to be mentally prepared for that. If I am going to let go of one of the old habits that I have been practicing since my childhood, which is probably not good for me now. And if I want to let go of that, I first need to mentally prepare myself that I'm not going to do this thing in this way, but I'm going to do it differently. And once you're mentally prepared for that, then that change is not going to feel you very pressure about, right? And I really wanted to work with people who are ready to make that change, who knew that this is not going to work for them, and that's why they are ready to make a lifestyle change or changes in their diet. And I just don't want to work with someone because their doctor has told them to go see a dietitian. And that's why I started to kind of change my the way that I used to work. So from hospital setting, slowly getting into the private practice. So I made, of course, a slow transition by going from full-time to part-time to kind of on need or a DM position type of a thing, and then slowly started to grow my business. And in my business currently, I can give 100% focus to my clients. My clients are motivated. They are ready to make a change. They are eager to, have changes happening in their health. So they are very focused. And most importantly, I can spend, good 40, 60 minutes with them, answering all their questions and kind of help them 100%.
I love that. And I think it goes back to just ready for the change. And when people are ready for the change, we can see those results versus somebody who's resistant or not ready to do something about it. Because especially in a hospital where they're being forced to maybe do the counseling, or they're open to it, but they're not open to it. I think I've seen that. I've heard some stories as well, just from the psychology world, and hearing that too. People need to be ready to embark on that. And it's hard. It's challenging at first, especially if you've had a certain lifestyle your whole life and now it's changing something. It can be really overwhelming.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And there's a lot of obstacles in that. And I'm so curious, what have been maybe one or two obstacles you've had to face in building your business?
Okay. So as probably many entrepreneurs, when they start their journey, will experience is building a trust with your clients. And initially, nobody wanted to come see me. So what I started doing is, again, I did not have a lot of money to invest in the beginning also, but I literally started going to people's home, or try to meet them in a library or something and do consultation. So building that trust was a challenge, in my opinion. And slowly, when people started to notice some changes happening and they started to come back, and of course, the word of mouth is the best way to kind of, get your name out there. But that was a big challenge. I started to collect testimonials from people and kind of started sharing with new clients to build that trust. And definitely, the thing that I did is, which was helpful to kind of, gain more trust, is building a good rapport with the providers in the area that I started working, and developing that good relationship with physicians. I started to get more physician referrals, so referrals from the doctors. And when your doctor is referring you to go and see XYZ dietitian, obviously people will have trust in that. So that was the thing I did, like do a lot of lunch and learn with doctors' offices, explaining them what I'm going to do, explaining them even the importance of nutrition, because what I realized in the beginning, that not all doctors' offices were realizing how nutrition is equally important. So that was helpful.
I love that. And I think it's going outside the box, being able to make those connections and putting the time and effort, like investing in yourself and your business, but also your future clients too, that started to come from recommendations and referrals from doctors. And I think that's a big part of a shift, that a lot more doctors are open to more of nutritional holistic approaches to really help their patients, because that's where I think a lot of people go into the field, is to help people and make them better. And that's a beautiful part of it. And I'm curious, because I know you've had a lot of ups and downs in the journey, but what have been maybe 2 lessons learned or tips you can give entrepreneurs that are experiencing this journey too?
I would say that initially, when I started my business, and of course, I mean, in the beginning, it was a little bit difficult to even find new clients. But once I started to get steady flow of clients, I kind of got relaxed for a bit, in the sense that, okay, this flow is going to continue. But I eventually realized that this is not going to be the case, and you're always want to get out in the market, in the field, show your face, talk about your business, and share your story, share your testimonials to kind of keep building your brand. And that is important. And once you build your brand by doing, of course, good work and kind of sharing success stories with other people out there, then eventually changes happen. But with you having your own practice, after 10 years now, I feel that I have a steady practice, and it's kind of settled. But initially, definitely, there was a time when I was working even all 7 days a week, and I didn't realize that I had to do that. I was only thinking about, I'm going to have my own business of dream, and in order to flourish that business, sometimes you really want to put those extra energy, extra hours, and kind of build your brand. And once that happens, then definitely it is little bit of an easier journey, or a not too of a bumpy ride. I would still say that you still want to be in front of people even now, but initially it was a more challenging thing. So definitely that is something I would say for new entrepreneurs, that don't just be kind of laid back, but definitely keep looking, keep searching, get out in the field, be in front of people. Marketing is another thing that I thought was very, very essential, and I was lacking in that skill because I was never taught marketing in school, right? And I used to be a shy person to even go talk to the doctor's offices, or talk about my business, or share about what I did that helped some people. And I was very reluctant to do that. But then soon I realized that if I don't do that for myself, it's not going to happen. Nobody else is going to do that for me. So definitely going out there and kind of sharing your story, and kind of be confident within yourself is very important, that you can do it. You have done this in past, so it's time for you now to let everyone else know, because if you're not going to share your story, no one else is going to do that.
Absolutely. So well said. And I think the two main things that I got from that is just the hours that you have to put in the beginning to get out there and put your face out there, because no one knows and they're not going to do it for you. But being able to understand the fact that when we talk about our business, we have to talk about our business if we have a business. And like there's a little like Instagram reel or sound that talks about that. And it's true. If you're not putting yourself out there, how do people know that you're available? And people need your services no matter what it is. And I do think the marketing aspect is so important. That's something like in the psychology world, we did not learn. And even when I started my own business, I'm like, people will just come to me.
Correct. Exactly.
That's not how it happened.
And you don't always have to do like a hard marketing, but you can do it even in subtle ways. Like you are out in a meeting or in a conference, and you can subtly talk about what you are doing. It doesn't, you always don't need to be pushy. And even to get new clients, I feel that you don't need to be pushy. If the client is mentally prepared, if the person is mentally prepared, he or she will come to you, and you don't want to convince anybody to come to you. Because even if after convincing that person comes to you, it's a big question mark whether that person is really going to make a change in their habits or in their health if they are not mentally prepared.
Exactly. And that's so spot on, because I do think you can't be pushy, because people don't want to be sold to. They'll buy, they love buying, but it has to be on their terms. And I think there's a really key concept of what you said, of like being subtle and just talking about what you do and having those conversations, because I always like to think that I love connecting people. Now that I know what you do, I can connect you to other people and vice versa with others. And I think that's the beautiful thing about creating community or just networking in general. And that's what I'm understanding from you too, is it's just such a key element in anything we do. Doesn't even have to be a business, even if you're working a 9 to 5 or whatever it may be, but being able to understand connection is so key. And when people are ready, they will seek out those services, but just people to know that you exist, I think is a big part of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And I know networking is a big tool, but what are some of the tools that you used to build your business or that you currently use now that have been really helpful in building your business?
Absolutely. So definitely, I would say in today's digital world, Canva is a big help. So definitely, I personally love Canva because there's so much you can do, from presentations to social media posts to reels to videos, you just name it. And Canva definitely has helped me get my business to the next level when it comes to digital social marketing on social media. I definitely like to use Loom. It is a platform where you can do videos. And what I do is, if I get a new client in my world, I send a welcome email and I send it through a Loom video, which I have previously recorded. It's a pre-recorded, and it's a standard message that goes out to all my new clients. Hey, welcome, and this is what you're going to expect for next few days, because I kind of add them to my email marketing system and kind of give them that idea. And I feel that when you get a cold lead, when you get someone who doesn't know you much, when you kind of try to connect with that individual through a video, that makes a big difference, rather than just sending a email, which to me feels dry. So Loom is a big thing that I use. I have a online gut healing program that I offer my clients. And for that program, I use a platform called Thinkific. And Thinkific is a platform where you can put your entire, or you can build your entire program inside Thinkific, with videos, with handouts, with all the resources. So basically, if someone signs up for my program, they get access to Thinkific. They get to open their account with their user ID and password in Thinkific, and essentially they get access to the entire course in that Thinkific. So basically, all the resources will be together at one spot, so that you don't keep sending emails every few days to your clients with the attachments. They will get access to everything that you are offering in one place, and you can create different modules. You can even set, like, module 2 will open only in 1 week. So you really want that your client to complete module 1 before they jump onto module 2. So there are a lot of features that you can play around in Thinkific, and I really like that. So I use that. Then the other tool that I use is a marketing system, and I use Aweber. There are more than one, and you can use whatever you like, but there is MailChimp, there's ConvertKit, there are more than ones, but I like Aweber, and that's a great tool for email marketing, which is definitely very, very important, as many of you already know, but I use Aweber. And the last thing I like to use is Zapier, and Zapier basically connects your two apps. So if there is not integration happening, like if Thinkific doesn't offer, let's say, for integration with Aweber, I can use Zapier to connect those two tools. So that's another thing that I like. So I mean, there are definitely more than one, and I use these and I like these, so I'm sharing these with you. These are the most common ones that I use.
I love it. I just learned about a few new ones, so this is great. So thank you for that. I feel like I always learn so much, but I've been so enjoying this conversation. Where can people find you, use your services? I'm going to link everything below, but if you could let us know too.
Absolutely. So I, of course, have a website, and it's rightnutritionworks.com. You will get all the information there about my business, what I do, my story. how you can reach me, there is a link to book a 15-minute call with me if you are struggling with something, and if you want to connect with me and see if we both will be a good fit, you can schedule a 15-minute call with me. The link is going to be available on my website. I do have a podcast, and you are going to find all my podcast episodes on my website under the tab called Free Resources. And I release a new episode every Wednesday. My podcast is called Your Gut Health Puzzle Made Simple. It is available on all, platforms like Apple, Amazon Music, Spotify, wherever you normally listen to your podcast. So do subscribe to that. I like to share the most current knowledge that I learned, most reliable information, and obviously some easy tips that you can implement right away to either fix your gut or nurture your gut. So definitely do listen to the episodes and subscribe to my podcast. And the other thing I would like to share is I have a free guide called Fix Your Gut, and you're going to again find that on my website, but the address is rightnutritionworks.com/fix your gut free guide. And you can download that today if you are struggling with any type of digestive problems, or if you feel that your gut health is not 100% healthy. This guide is going to give you the step-by-step framework to help get your gut health to the next level. Do download that today. I'm sure that's going to help you a lot, because it has recipes in it and the exact structure that you can follow.
Amazing. And you are such a wealth of knowledge, and I appreciate all the resources that you have so readily available for everybody to look and really understand their own gut health and start implementing things right away, because I think it's having those tangible little tweaks can make such a big difference. And I'll say that till I'm blue in the face, because I think it's really true. It's that consistency, but really understanding what's going on with our gut and how that connects with our mind, and how we can just show up more energized and healthy on a daily basis. And you are leading the way in that. So I so appreciate you coming on today and just sharing your beautiful energy with us.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And I truly enjoyed our conversation here, and I'm sure your listeners will get some benefit out of it. So thank you so much for inviting me.
Absolutely. And I'm sure they did. So if you did, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment below. What was the biggest takeaway from Prajakta today? And I'm sure she would love to see that comment, and we'll see you on the next episode.